The cafeteria went silent. The sound of a chair crashing against the floor echoed like thunder. A girl in a wheelchair lay on her side, her lunch spilled across the floor. 3 boys stood frozen, then smirked. But what they didn't know was that someone had just witnessed everything. Someone who had promised herself never to fight again. Until that very moment. 15 minutes later, the entire school would see a side of her they would never forget. Rain had just stopped outside Riverside High when the lunch bell rang. Students poured into the cafeteria, noisy, alive, careless as ever. But in the middle of the crowd, a small group moved slower than the rest. Among them was Lily, a 16-year-old girl with soft brown hair and bright hazel eyes, sitting in a wheelchair. She'd only transferred a month ago after the car accident that took her father and left her unable to walk. Despite everything, she smiled often, though her eyes carried the quiet ache of someone who'd learned pain too early. Her best friend at the new school, Emily, had been watching over her since day one. Emily was the kind of person who saw kindness as strength. But kindness at Riverside High often made you a target. At the far end of the cafeteria sat a group of seniors, Trent, Logan, and Ryan, the self-proclaimed kings of the school. They laughed loud, mocked louder, and walked through the hallways like they owned them. Their favorite sport wasn't basketball or football. It was humiliating anyone who seemed weak. That day, Lily rolled her chair toward a corner table while Emily carried the lunch tray beside her. It was supposed to be a normal day. But normal had never lasted long at Riverside. "Hey, wheelchair girl!" Trent called out loud enough for half the cafeteria to turn. "Where's the racetrack today?" Emily froze, glaring back. "Just stop," she said, her voice shaking. "Leave her alone." But Trent grinned. "Relax, we're just having fun. Right, boys?" Before anyone could react, he shoved a chair backward, right into Lily's path. Her wheel caught it, and the next second, her chair tilted. The world seemed to spin as she fell sideways, crashing onto the cold tile floor. The sound of metal and glass breaking filled the room. The cafeteria went silent. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then came the laughter, cruel, sharp, unforgiving. Lily lay there, trembling, her palms cut from the fall. Emily dropped the tray and rushed to her side. "Lily, are you okay?" she whispered, tears welling up. Lily nodded weakly, forcing a smile. "I'm fine. Just help me up." But her hands shook too much to grip the armrest. Emily looked up at the crowd. "Can someone help? Please?" No one moved. That's when a new voice cut through the silence. Calm, steady, but with an edge like steel. "Move." The students turned to see Maya, the new girl, standing near the entrance. She was quiet, known for keeping to herself, always sitting at the back of class, always with her headphones on. No one really knew her. Maya walked forward, her black hoodie dripping rainwater from when she'd just come in from outside. Her eyes were dark and unreadable. She knelt beside Lily and gently helped her sit upright. "You're okay," she said softly. "Deep breath." Lily looked at her with gratitude. "Thank you." But Maya wasn't looking at Lily anymore. She was staring straight at Trent. "What's wrong?" Trent said, smirking. "You gonna cry too?" The corner of Maya's lip curved. Not a smile, but something else. "No," she said quietly. "Not today." She pushed Lily's wheelchair to the side, out of harm's way, then stood up. Her knuckles flexed slightly. Emily whispered, "Maya, don't." But Maya had already taken a step forward. "Apologize," she said. Trent scoffed. "For what?" She was in the way. "Wheels need brakes." The cafeteria gasped. Lily's face turned pale. Maya didn't blink. "Apologize," she repeated, her tone lower now, calm in a way that made everyone uneasy. Trent laughed. "Or what? You'll hit me? 15 minutes, Maya said softly. "What?" "You'll understand in 15 minutes. And then she walked away. The cafeteria buzzed with whispers. Who was she? Why 15 minutes? Lily sat quietly, trying to steady her breath. She'd seen something in Maya's eyes, something dark but protective. Emily frowned. "She's gonna get in trouble," Lily whispered. "Or maybe she's going to make them learn." 15 minutes later, the bell rang for gym class. The boys' laughter still echoed through the hallway as they entered the gym, ready for dodgeball, their favorite chance to show off. But today wasn't going to be like any other. Coach Daniels had called in a new assistant for the week, a young woman with a sharp presence and military poise. But when she stepped into the gym, the students froze. It was Maya. She wasn't wearing her hoodie anymore. Her black tank top revealed toned arms covered in faint scars. the kind that only training could leave. Around her neck was a whistle. "Good afternoon," she said calmly. "I'm Maya Cruz. I'll be supervising today's class. You'll follow my rules." Trent's smirk faltered.
Wait, what?
Didn't I say you'd understand in 15 minutes? She interrupted. Even the coach looked uncertain but nodded, letting her take charge. "Dodgeball," Maya announced. "2 teams. Fair play, respect." She glanced at Trent's group. "And if anyone lays a hand on someone who can't defend themselves, I'll make sure they regret it." The room tensed. The game started. Balls flew. Students laughed and shouted, until Trent decided to aim one right at Lily, who had been allowed to observe from her chair near the sidelines. The ball missed by inches, but Maya caught it midair. "One hand, effortless," she said flatly. Trent laughed nervously. "You can't just." But before he could finish, Maya stepped forward, tossing another ball into the air and catching it again. "You know," she said, "you remind me of someone I used to train with." Thoughts